everybody. I'm Susan Thornton. Hi. I'm very honored to be in this issue and here today with such wonderful writers. Thank you to the LPR staff and board. I really know how hard you work. So thank you very much. So I'm Susan, and I was lucky enough to interview Lori Frankel, who is a novelist who was actually born in Columbia, grew up here. Her mom was a literature professor at Howard Community College, so she was kind of marinated in literature for the first 30 years of her life, and she's kept it up. So a couple of years ago, Hoco Pulitzo, which I should explain, Hoco Pulitzo is the Howard County Poetry and Literature Society. So I work for them, and Hoco Pulitzo brought Lori to Columbia to read her work for aspiring writers at Howard Community College. And one of the first things she told them was, you have to tell your story in a lasting way that makes a difference. And Lori really believes, as many of us do, that literature can make a difference, that stories make a difference. Each of her 3 novels centers on kind of trendy topics, right? So An Unplanned Pregnancy was her first novel, Atlas of Love. Her second one was about technology kind of running amok. And her third novel, this one, her latest, is about parenting a transgender child. Those topics are trending, sure, but they're also a kind of backdoor into the universal themes of family and love and death. And the latest book, This Is How It Always Is, the family is handling the transition of their young child, starts when he's, 3, from presenting male to presenting female. The family moves across the country, the fictional family moves across the country to cover up that transition, pretending their child was born biologically a girl. And here's Lori's quote: "In every other way, it's made up, except that I have a transgender daughter." So I'm a parent, right? And I read the book, and the topic seemed so close to my heart, parenting, right? And Lori said, yep, having a transgender child is just actually like having a child, right? So, however, society being what it is, this book is also about vulnerability. So when these fictional parents buy into this idea of presenting their child as biologically female, they're opening themselves and their child to trouble. Yes, trouble does happen. But as more and more transgender children are listened to and their stories are told, then more and more will be comfortable living their reality. Lori said, there have been transgender kids and transgender adults who realize very young that they are transgender for all of time. The question is really just what happens to them when the reaction to them is something other than horror or terror or fear. And that's how the story changes for everyone. So changing the story, that's making a difference with literature. And I just wanted to read real quickly from her book because it illustrates the themes of children and parents and being transgender. So the child is born, and when he's born, they named him Claude. And the parents' names are Penn, who's the dad, and Rosie, who's the mom. In Claude's linguistically formative weeks, meat had been a source of great discord in their household. Rigel is a big family, by the way. Rigel was refusing to eat anything but deli. He demanded bologna for breakfast and lunch, roast beef for dinner and dessert, salami for snack. To balance this out, Orion ate nothing but carrots and carrot-shaped foods, and though his parents were grateful for the nutritional options thus available in the form of veggie dogs and granola bars with the ends chewed to a taper, this arrangement was not sustainable. The upshot, Penn explained to the doctors, was that a 9-month-old Claude saying bologna was remarkable, yes, but sometimes even the remarkable got lost in the fray. Rosie's point was more this: the normal state of children is nothing remotely resembling normal, which makes it hard to identify the aberrations when they come. Claude said bologna, at 9 months, was talking in full sentences before his first birthday. "Does he have an older sibling?" asked the doctors. "Oh yeah," said Penn, and they seemed satisfied. But Claude was precocious in other ways too. He crawled at 6 months, he walked at 9. During the year he was 3, Claude wrote and illustrated a series of mysteries in which a puppy and a panda teamed up to solve crimes. He made a birthday cake, 3-tiered, for Rigel and Orion with no help from anyone except with the oven. He said he wanted to be a chef when he grew up. He also said he wanted to be a cat when he grew up. When he grew up, he said he also wanted to be a chef, a cat, a vet, a dinosaur, a train, a farmer, a recorder player, a scientist, an ice cream cone, a first baseman, or maybe the inventor of a new kind of food that tasted like chocolate ice cream, but nourished like something his mother would say yes to for breakfast. When he grew up, he said he wanted to be a girl. "Okay," Penn said, the first time, as he had said to everything else, including the ice cream cone. "Sounds great." And Rosie said, "You can be anything you when you grow up. You can be anything you want when you grow up, baby. Anything at all." Thank you.